Greetings from JFK. It's 4:26 p.m. local time, 2026 Zulu. We're going to be taking a very quick hop over to Boston. Flight path 177 nautical miles. We'll be departing on runway 4 left out of JFK and landing on runway 4 right in Boston. So pretty much a straight path. I've already done the pre-flight, and we just disconnected the blocks and are running on our own APU power. So we're gonna go ahead and push back, and during pushback and just before pushback we're gonna review this before start checklist. So we get our tug connected. Before start checklist, flight deck door closed and locked. Fuel pumps on, passenger signs on, windows locked, MCP set, takeoff speed set, CDU pre-flight completed, rudder aileron trim free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead. We've been cleared for... Brakes released.
Kennedy ground Delta 2880 request taxi to west parking. Delta 2880 taxi to gate Alpha 16 via taxiway Bravo Golf Alpha Hotel.
Number 1.
Taxiing to gate Alpha 16 via taxiway Bravo Golf Alpha Hotel Delta 2880.
Number 1.
Pushback complete. Park brake, please. Brake set. Steering pin is pulled. Watch for the salute and release from guidance on your right. Have a good flight.
Flaps 5.
Kennedy ground American 5906 requesting pushback. American 5906 pushback request accepted.
before taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat on, anti-ice off, isolation valve auto,
Kennedy ground.
engine
American
start switches continues.
4657 with Sierra ready to taxi
Recall.
IFR. American 4657 taxi to and hold short of runway.
Auto brake,
full right,
RTO.
using taxiway November
Flight
Charlie
controls
Alpha
checked.
Juliet
Ground
cross
equipment.
runway for left Juliet Zulu.
Ground
Contact
equipment
tower
cleared
on 123
before
decimal
taxi
niner
checklist complete.
when ready. Kennedy ground Delta 667 requesting pushback. Delta 667 pushback request accepted. Kennedy ground American 596 with Sierra ready to taxi IFR. American 596 taxi to and hold short of runway 4 left using taxiway November Charlie Tango Alpha Alpha Mike Bravo Kilo Echo cross runway tree 1 left Kilo Echo Kilo 4 Kilo Kilo 1. Contact tower on 119er decimal 1 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway full right using taxiway November Charlie Alpha Juliet cross runway 4 left Juliet Zulu American 4657. Taxiing hold short runway 4 left.
Before takeoff checklist, flaps 5. Trim 4.33 units before takeoff checklist complete.
0.29er wind 063 at 9er. Traffic is on final. Cleared for takeoff runway 4
Yeah, ahead of me is the normal equipment for a JFK Boston flight this season, which is usually the Embraer 175.
Cleared for takeoff runway for left Delta 5787.
Kennedy Tower Delta 739er ready for straight out departure at runway 4 left.
Delta 739er, hold short runway 4 left. Traffic is on the runway.
Hold short runway for left Delta 739er.
Delta 739er, line up and wait.
Line up and wait Delta 739er.
Delta 5787, contact Kennedy departure on 125.25. Good day. Going to 125.25 Delta 5787. Kennedy Tower Delta 4776 ready for departure runway for left IFR to Bangor. Delta 4776, hold short runway 4 left. Traffic is going 737 on the runway. Hold short runway for left Delta 4776. Delta 348, turn next taxiway. Delta 348, contact ground on 130.775. Going to 130.775 Delta 348.
And it looks like ATC forgot about us. As many of you know, ATC in every iteration of Flight Simulator is not the most realistic, most accurate. So I might just disobey here and we'll get going. Take off. Stable. Throw set.
Knots.
Check.
V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gear up.
American 4657, hold position. Caution to departing.
Traffic. Traffic.
Flaps up.
Traffic.
Delta 4787,
Maintain
you are
vertical
300
speed.
feet below your assigned
Maintain.
altitude. Climb and maintain 2,000 feet, altimeter 30.29er.
Clear of conflict.
Climb and maintain 2,000 feet, Delta 4787.
VNAV. LNAV. Command A.
Virgin 45, contact New York Center on 121.125. Good day. American Tree 07, contact Boston Center on 132.3. Good day. Going to 121.125 Virgin 45. 132.3 American Tree 07.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on. Packs auto. Landing gear. Up and off.
Approach, Lufthansa 410,
Flaps up. No lights.
5,000
After
feet to
takeoff
60,000
checklist complete.
feet. Lufthansa 410 New York, approach altimeter 30.29er. Continue as planned. Lufthansa 410, you are 20 miles south of Kennedy. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Kennedy Tower on 123.9er. Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 123.9er, Lufthansa 410.
Passing 10,000, landing at south.
York approach Virgin 45 is passing 5,300 feet, descending 2,000 feet. Virgin 45 New York approach altimeter 30.28, continue as planned. Virgin 45, you are 20 miles south of Kennedy. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Kennedy Tower on 123.9er. Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 123.9er, Virgin 45. Delta 4787, contact Boston Center on 132.3. Good day. Delta 4787.
Passing 180. Altimeter standardized. So we'll be cruising for just under 50 nautical miles, and during the cruise we'll start our descent. Excuse me. We'll start our descent briefing and checklist. So we already loaded our approach into our virtual flight tablet here. I've mentioned already that Pmdg is pretty close, especially when you consider the radio silence in the forums. Pmdg should be very, very close to releasing the flight tablet. So we're going to be, as I mentioned, landing on runway 4 right. I have the ILS programmed, but at the same time I will fly the airplane manually with VFR conditions. Last report, Boston was going to be a pretty clear evening for our arrival. We are not a heavy aircraft today. We have about a 75% load. Should be able to exit on taxiway Yankee, exitway Yankee, and we'll get the runway data into our HGS in case we decide to use the heads-up guidance system. So the runway is 19 feet above sea level. And its length is 10,006 feet. And entering this data is going to give you more accurate information on the HGS if you use the full ILS approach. Descent checklist, pressurization checked, recall, checked, auto brake, 2, VREF will be flaps 30, 143 plus wind correction will be 148 knots on final. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist complete. I'm also using the Rex AccuSeason Advanced version that I purchased a few days ago. So as we advance through September, October, November, we should see some really good fall colors in this part of the US, as well as in Northern Europe. Looking forward to seeing those changes. Makes it a lot more realistic. Another big plus with the latest version of Rex AccuSeason is that when you're in the cities, you're gonna see a lot less foliage. You have an option to just lower significantly the vegetation density in metropolitan areas, just to make them look more realistic.
Delta 5787, contact Boston Center on 127.65. Good day. .65 for Delta 5787. Boston Center, Delta 5787 is at 13,900 feet, descending 2,000 feet. Delta 4776 climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
So recalling from the initial look at the weather forecast, we are landing on runway 4. Expect a little bit of a crosswind from the east. It was at 90 degrees a few minutes ago, now it's at 80 degrees. But it's going to be basically visual conditions. There's really no cloud or visibility issues to worry about. So I'll try to hand fly the approach as much as possible when we're closer. I'm not even going to use the heads-up guidance system. I just want to make this as visual as possible. And we'll save HGS and ILS for the winter months. So there'll probably be a few snowstorms here and there in this part of the country. So that will make using those systems, more the automation, a lot more interesting. And also the anti-ice, because this is the first time in Flight Simulator with P3D FSX in its previous versions, there was really no icing effects, but now we have icing effects. So that should be really interesting to use as the winter approaches. Okay, so we'll get back to our approach here. We're already at 6,000 feet. Leveled off before continuing. So 30 nautical miles. And I'm just gonna keep slowing down. I know the AI traffic, which I bought from I bought the FS traffic program here. I've noticed that you get a lot of traffic during departure. Once you get to your destination, not as much, but I still want to pretend we're in this busy northeast corridor. So I want to slow down accordingly, even if there's nobody ahead of me right now. Just maintain those procedures in mind. So I confirm Boston my destination. Sometimes you do have to regenerate the traffic to make it more realistic if you want to see more traffic during arrival. We'll see what it looks like when we arrive. Once we stop and the airport, if it looks empty, I'll regenerate the traffic just to make it look a little more realistic. FS traffic's a work in progress. I know they want to publish updates with schedules and new airlines added, old defunct airlines removed. I've also heard they want to add a general aviation component to the program. So it's a good start. I know Flight Sim has been around 3 years now, and things are catching up. The last major development us simmers really want to see is the weather radar, and right now the ball is on Asobo's court, so Pmdg has nothing to do with that. But once Asobo is able to figure that out and release the weather data, come to some kind of a agreement, we'll be able to simulate a weather radar. We're already very close to intercepting the glide slope. Gonna get it down to 200. Start adding some flaps here. Last check approach was 3033 for altimeter, but I want to confirm that with the tower. We should be close enough to tune the tower and get the latest conditions. If not, ATIS can give us conditions too for Boston.
Boston Tower Delta 525 is
Flaps
1 miles south, 5,900 feet with echo to land.
Delta 525 Boston Tower. Altimeter tree 0, decimal tree, to wind 101 at 7.
Okay, 32.
Enter left downwind runway 15 right.
Altimeter 30.32. Approach checklist complete.
To contact Boston departure on 13 tree, decimal day.
Make left downwind runway 15 right Delta 525.
133.0 for Southwest Tree 822. American 6104, altimeter tree 0, decimal tree 2, wind 101 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right.
I mentioned that I'm gonna try to hand fly most of the approach, so I'm gonna just do all these landing preps a little earlier than usual since I have no first officer. If anybody wants to have a virtual first officer, I recommend FS2 Crew. I used it during the FSX days. It's actually pretty good. Since I'm usually very busy with kids, dogs, or work, or other things, I haven't taken the time to buy FS2 Crew to really go through all the flows with our first officer. So in the meantime, I'm just going to be doing solo flying. Flaps 5. And it's going to be my airplane.
Boston Tower, Delta 1108, ready for IFR departure runway 15 right. Delta 1108, hold short runway 15 right. Traffic is on the runway. American 4585, altimeter tree 0, decimal tree 2, wind 101 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right. Hold short runway 15 right, Delta 1108.
Flaps 25.
Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right, American 4585. Delta 1108, line up and wait.
Those of you who haven't been to Boston, real life or sim world, you can see the city here on the left side. It's very close to the airport. And you can already see the approach lights on runway 4 right. This is a very nice landing, visually speaking. I've done it a few times in the real world, well, as a passenger, of course. But yeah, it's very scenic.
39er at runway 15 right, ready for departure IFR to Kennedy. American 4585, contact Boston departure on 133.0. Good day. Delta 539er, hold short runway 15 right. Going to 133.0 American 4585. Delta 1108, altimeter tree 0, decimal tree 2, wind 101 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right. Hold short runway 15 right, Delta 539er. Delta 539er.
So we do have a bit of traffic on the ground, but once we stop, we'll see how dense it actually is.
Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right, Delta 1108. Line up and wait, Delta 539er.
They're using a runway 15 right for departure, 4 right for arrival. So no matter what runway you're taking off from, with the winds coming out of 80 to 90 degrees, we're going to be dealing with a tiny bit of a crosswind. It's been varying between 10 and 13 knots. Not bad at all.
Delta 1108, contact Boston departure on 133.0. Good day. JetBlue 2185, hold short runway 15 right.
This airport is from one of my favorite developers, Fly Tampa, and they recently pushed update 1.6, which features the famous lipstick terminal, which you can probably see there in red, bright red terminal. That's it. So I always appreciate developers who are pushing these updates to reflect the real world as close as possible.
Line up and wait. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right, Delta 539er.
1,000.
Okay, flaps 30.
Line up and wait, JetBlue 2185.
Landing checklist. Engine starts to discontinue. Speed brake armed. Landing gear down. Flaps sturdy. Landing checklist complete.
Boston Tower, JetBlue 299er1 ready for departure runway 15 right IFR to Tampa. Delta 539er, contact Boston, departure on 124.4. Good day. JetBlue 299er1, hold short runway 15 right. 124.4 for Delta 539er. JetBlue 2185, altimeter tree 0.tree, wind 0904 at 9er. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right.
200.
Landing.
Minimums. 100.
Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right JetBlue 2185.
20.
JetBlue 299er1, line up and wait.
Speed brake up.
Delta 525, contact ground on 134.05.
Reverse green.
Line up and wait, JetBlue 299er1.
Manual braking.
Boston Tower, American 2149er, ready for departure runway 15 right IFR to Washington. JetBlue 2185, contact Boston departure on 124.
Okay, our landing roll was a little longer than I thought. I'm really looking forward to the actual flight tablet that Pmdg will publish very soon. We'll be able to hang it up on this side of the aircraft. It's going to give us very good, accurate takeoff and landing performance data.
JetBlue 299er1, altimeter
Okay, to clean up.
decimal tree, wind 0904 at 9er. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right. Hold short runway 15 right American 2149er. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right JetBlue 299er1. American 2149er, line up and wait.
Okay, in Boston, Delta is going to park on Terminal Alpha. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the moving map. And again, once the tablet's out, we'll be able to also have a moving map display. And of course, this comes in very handy for those of us who are new to an airport or low visibility conditions.
Porter 2948, hold short runway 15 right. Traffic is on upwind.
Okay, so we're off to Terminal A.
Contact Boston, departure on 133.0. Good day. Going to 133.0, JetBlue 299er1. American 2149er, altimeter tree 0.tree, wind 0904 at 9er. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right. Hold short runway 15 right Porter.
And there is downtown
29er48.
Boston, like I mentioned. It's very close to the airport.
Porter 29er48, line up and wait. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right American 2149er. Boston Tower, JetBlue 187, ready for departure runway 15 right IFR to Los Angeles. JetBlue 187, hold short runway 15 right. Traffic is on short final. Line up and wait Porter 29er48. American 2149er, contact Boston departure on 133.0. Good day.
Going to 134.05 Delta 525. Boston ground Delta 525, request taxi to the gate.
Delta 525 taxi to gate Echo 14 using taxiway Mike cross runway 15 right, cross runway 22 right, Quebec Bravo Lima Alpha.
Echo 14, so I guess my 737 has a international destination. So we're going to Terminal E instead of Terminal A. That's fine. So we'll make our way over there. I'll make sure we don't
Delta 525
cross any active runways here. No, I'll acknowledge.
Taxiing to gate Echo 14 using taxiway Mike Foxtrot cross runway 22 right Foxtrot Alpha Quebec Bravo Lima Alpha Delta 525.
Okay. And let's pull up the exact location of Echo 14.
115 with Echo ready to taxi IFR. Delta 115 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 15 right using taxiway Alpha Lima. Contact tower on 1 tree 2.225 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 15 right using taxiway Alpha Lima Delta 115
So our flight went up being about 35 minutes, pretty normal.
Delta 115 hold position.
And we took off and landed in the same direction, so there was minimal turning, which makes for a more efficient flight plan.
Hold position Delta 1153.
I'm gonna let these guys take the taxiway, and I'll just wait here outside. And there's 1-4 anyway, so we're gonna just proceed straight on in. Let's see if we have any marshalling here. Yep, we do. A little more realism. I don't use GSX, but a lot of these add-on airports do come with a marshaller, so that's very helpful. And I already took my light off so I don't blind this guy. Okay. Okay, brake set. Cut off. Going to APU. And we'll get our ground connection so we can turn the APU off. Okay, we'll set the blocks. Remove the brake. Request ground power. And request AC. get our bridge.
Boston ground Delta 525. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
And let's
Delta
request
525, the jetway is going to be connected.
galley services and our baggage. Loaders and carts. Confirm ground power, so ground power on. APU off. APU fuel pump off. And let's get our AC unit. Okay, AC is also connected. So we'll get our packs off. We'll reset here for the next crew. Shutdown checklist, fuel pumps off, probe heat off, hydraulic panel set, flaps up, parking brake off, engine start levers cut off, weather radar off. Shutdown checklist complete.
104 taxi, 2 and hold short of runway 15 right via taxiway Bravo Lima. Contact tower on 132.225 when ready.
Secure IRS off, emergency lights off, window heat off, packs off, secure complete.
Taxi 2 and hold short runway 15 right via taxiway Bravo Lima American 6104.
Okay, welcome to Boston. Like I said, this is one of my favorite developers, Flight Tampa. They've been, I started using Flight Tampa airports early during the FSX days. They do a great job with their sceneries, and they're any day now. Schiphol, highly in demand airport, despite Asobo having done its own so-so rendition. Yeah, we're gonna get a very big upgrade in Amsterdam, and I can't wait to see this Flight Simulator 2020 version of Schiphol. Should be any day now, like I said. So hats off to Flight Tampa as always. They do an incredible job with their sceneries. So have a good rest of the evening, and we'll see you on the next flight.